As I put this program together and I got the support from Gym Supply to do this, I had to think about, why am I doing this? Why are we going through this effort? It's because we see there is a change coming and we want to be a part of it. We want you to be a part of it. So everybody that has joined us today, if you're still with us, and I say that because literally I've been in the backstage working with the speakers and being on the stage with you. I really don't know how many people have come and gone, but we had over 260 people registered, and hopefully all of those people have been able to get something. But what is interesting to me is how many speakers came on and said, you know what, you're pushing me outside of my box. You're making me do something that I've always thought about doing, and I've never really had a reason to do it. And yes, I'll pick up the torch, and I will. This last speaker is no different than all of those. But you know what? Here at the end of the day, he's going to be the one that's going to bring it home for us. And interesting as I listened to his talk, because I had no idea what they were going to say when they first started talking and rehearsing with us. I want to tell you a little bit about him before we do. He spent 5 years with Office Depot in business services. He spent 13 years with Ascendant, building and maintaining national sales accounts. Currently, just within the last month, he's become president of Triple S Corporation, a buying group that Gym Supply happens to be a part of, and hundreds of other distributors around the country. We are very honored to end our day with Mr. Kevin Chow. Now, what you don't know, and I'm going to steal a little bit of his thunder, because I didn't, I've always heard about firewalking, but I never really talked with anybody that ever did firewalking. So, folks, you're in for some information, because we're going to end the day with make a shift in your life for the positive. Kevin Chow.
Oh, thank you so much, Dave Thompson. And thanks to the Academy of Clean for putting together Pep Talks 2022. It's a great opportunity for us to share information and stories that can hopefully resonate with others. And man, Aiden out there, I see him consistently trying. It's so great to see him there. And it looks like he's got a great solution now for prospecting. I'd love to talk with you further. And it was really cool to also hear Jonathan, because he talked about taking action. Well, that's what I'm going to talk about today, because I know it's the end of the day for you. But you'll want to stay with me as I tell you about a journey, literally a life-changing one. One from a new marriage, a new house, a new car, and then losing a job, going into a depression, and learning how to manage my mindset to become a firewalker. Yes, that's right, a firewalker. Now, let's talk about the journey. Are you with me? All right. So I don't know if you know this, but did you know that according to the National Science Foundation in 2017, the average human being has 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. And out of those tens of thousands of thoughts, 80% of those thoughts are negative. 95% are repetitive thoughts. Now, have those negative thoughts ever affected you in a way that it actually stopped you from taking action, where you kept from properly functioning? Maybe you couldn't even move. Maybe you felt stuck. You almost felt paralyzed, where those thoughts started to affect your professional life, your personal life, or even your health. Well, I have. In the US, over 18 million adults and 300 million people worldwide suffer from depression each and every year. Regardless of culture, age, gender, religion, race, or even economic status. It's the leading cause of disability from the ages of 15 to 44. And depression causes 490 million disability days in the workplace each day. In an article from Life Sciences in 2013, it states that in many cases, depression can be caused by negative thinking itself. Our feelings follow what we are thinking, and dwelling upon negative thoughts can actually send us spiraling down into depression. And what I'd like you to do is turn that around. Have you ever felt when you're in the zone, where all your thoughts and goals came together? Things were going so smooth and well beyond your expectations. You felt invincible. Nothing bothered you. Life was good. Life was positive. Well, I know both sides all too well, both negative and positive. My name is Kevin Chow, and I'd like to share my story with you. I've gone from dealing with overwhelming negative thoughts that spiraled me into depression to learning how to shift my mindset so strongly that I could walk on fire. My hopes are that in the next few minutes, I might be able to share 1 to 2 nuggets from my story that could help you in your own personal journey, shifting your life to the positive. I'd like to share 4 ideas or concepts that could help you help yourself to begin making your own shift. Now, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, energy, and consistency. As we all know, it takes at least 21 days straight to build a habit. If you truly want to change your life, you have to work at it every day. It also begins with the process of believing that you can choose how you look at things and that you can make a difference. Well, here are 4 steps to start off with. 1, determine what your true intentions are and why this is important to you. You must have a strong enough reason to make these changes, otherwise it will be difficult to follow through. 2, set very, very specific and detailed SMART goals and routines, actually rituals. SMART goals are those specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals. But this will provide you steps to follow. Keep making progress. Progress equals happiness. Number 3, get physical. Love and move your body to build energy. Physical activities can produce those endorphins that interact with those receptors in your brain to reduce your perception of pain. And that actually can help you improve self-esteem. And then the 4th step is change your internal and external language, how you speak to yourself and others. By just changing words we habitually can use affect our emotions. And according to business consultant Sarah Simone, we would actually comprehend the positive statements 30 to 40% more faster than we would the negative ones. So let me ask you this. What are your intentions? Why? And what makes it exciting for you to get up every morning out of bed to move forward? If you understand your why, this will help you follow through with these steps. So let me share my story with you. It was a Gulf War, and I had a great job selling travel all over the world. Europe, Africa, Asia, South America, Australia, New Zealand. One Monday morning, 7:30 in January, I get a call. Kevin, thanks for your service. We have to lay off 50% of the staff. You'll get 2 weeks severance. Good luck. I was in shock. I had just gotten married 8 months earlier. I bought a new house, a new car, and now no job. For 2 weeks, I could barely get out of bed. Depressed, negative thoughts overtook me. I literally spiraled into despair. Somehow I got myself to attend a goal-setting workshop that was set up by the state while seeking employment. Now, I had been to many workshops before, but this was different. I had to make a change. I had been unemployed for 4 months. I had to determine my intentions. I had to understand my why really quickly. But at first, my intentions were just to obtain a job that I enjoyed and to make some specific income. And why was it? Because this was important for me just to support my new wife and just to pay the bills, just those basic needs. But I knew in my head that there was much more that I truly wanted to accomplish. So I started to get much more detailed about it. I grew up in a household with my grandmother who was extremely negative all the time. It was always, woe is me, life is miserable and awful. It was just a drag. And I did not realize what the impact that it had on me in a negative way. It wears on you and it can overtake you. You often take on the habits in the environment that surrounds you. Have you ever been there? One day my friend says to me, he says, "Hey, Kevin, are you ever happy?" I looked at him kind of puzzled. What do you mean? He said, you just never seem to be satisfied, or you're always complaining. Well, at that time of my life, I had changed a number of different jobs. There seemed to always be something or someone that made me not like it. I never really took responsibility for myself. My health was deteriorating. My allergies became more inflamed. I was surviving life, yet I was allowing the negativity to overtake me. Although I was a sales professional and had been successful and attended many motivational workshops, seminars, read information on mindset, it all seemed to be short-lived. Temporary excitement for a week or so, and then it waned. And it wasn't until I was 45 that I truly learned and realized that I could manage and control my negativity and learn how to manage my state, my mindset. I learned how I could choose how I look at things, how I could overcome and manage this negativity, which was truly a life-changing event for me. Maybe I was a little late, but never late than ever. So let's talk about setting goals and routines. The difference this time in me setting goals was I got very, very, very specific and very detailed. So detailed that I knew exactly what I wanted. And this is really critical. You have to know what you want. I wanted to build a custom home. I got so specific that I knew the paint colors, the actual type of appliances, the fixtures, the landscaping, every little detail in that house I could see, I could visualize it. I set physical goals, weight I wanted to accomplish, how often I would work out, the food that I would eat. And again, very, very specific. Here was the important point. I could visualize it. I started to build routines, rituals, as simple as making my bed every morning, starting my day at 5 a.m., and going for early morning walks, runs, biking, or some sort of activity, sitting down and putting together my to-do list each and every morning. This became routine. And what's so crazy about it is that all those specific goals came true. But why this time? Why not other times when I thought about it? Because I believe the main difference this time was in setting goals and routines, I was getting so specific and I could visualize, I could truly see it. More importantly, and most importantly, I actually took action and did it consistently and built that ritual to keep improving. Just like what Jonathan was talking about earlier. You have to build rituals, those habits over 21 days, because if you keep making progress and keep taking action, it's going to happen. Because let's be honest, many of us will sit through a training, a workshop, even just like today, and it all sounds great. And you get that temporary rush of excitement, but maybe even a short burst of change. But then in a few days, it goes away. And yet, how many of us actually even take action? It's only a small percent. I believe the number is about 4%. 96% of us do not take any action at all. Because if you do not take action, you're going to get busy and life is going to continue the way it is. And what's so interesting about it now is, for me, if I do not stay within my routine, it feels really funny. I have to get my energy early in the morning, and you have to push yourself to stick to it. And the more you do, the better you become. Getting energy, move that body. Life is energy. I was 35 pounds heavier than I am today. I set routines. As I stated, woke up every morning at 5 a.m. I began to walk 1 mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, challenged myself to a half marathon, 100-mile century rides on my bike. I built energy and stayed with the routine, losing weight, feeling better than I ever had before. I set those goals not only for my physical self, but what helped me, it also helped me with my mental state of mind because I was accomplishing small steps at a time, one step at a time. I began to listen again to more motivational tapes, read books on positive thinking, and began to change my language again and again and again. I took action and actually practiced it. Instead of saying to myself, why does this always happen to me? I would change my self-talk to, let's look at this as a learning opportunity, a learning experience, or using different words such as challenges versus problems or opportunities versus obstacles. You have to shift your focus. Look at what you've accomplished and what you are grateful for. What happens is that if you continue to develop your language and become conscious of it, it's amazing on how your whole outlook can become that life-changing event. My final big change was attending a 3-day seminar with a big name coach who reinforced these methods and taught me how to anchor these steps to help me better understand and solidify how I could choose to look at things. We cemented this through major action steps. Now, that's right. One was I became a firewalker. Yes, I walked on fire 20 feet barefoot across 1,500-degree coals without burning my feet. Now, there were about 750 other people who went through the same process. Maybe a couple that I heard of did have some burns on their feet, but that was because they did not anchor themselves in their state strong enough because you had to be focused. So think about that. You can imagine once you've accomplished something like that, it helps change your belief system and it anchors it in. So you know you can make and manage to choose what you focus on by creating and managing your state. So again, 4 steps to begin the process to take action on. 1, determine what your true intentions and why is this important to you. 2, the very specific SMART goals and routines that are developing those rituals for you. 3, get physical, move that body, build energy, get those endorphins going. And 4, change that internal and external language on how to speak to yourself and others. But the biggest thing is, look, if you truly want to change, you have to take action immediately and maintain those practices for at least the minimum 21 days. Now you're all thinking, okay, Kevin, why are you sharing this? And what does it have to do with me? For me, in the last few years, I've had some major losses, personal losses that would have normally put me into depression. If I was in my past life, I would definitely spiral out of control into negativity. But what's so amazing to me is that even through all these challenges right now, my shift to the positive has helped me provide me the best life ever. And I know it's due to the ability to learn how I look at things and making that shift to the positive. I share this story with you to hopefully help you understand that if someone like me can help you do this, you can too. It has changed my life professionally. I love what I do. I make more money than I ever planned. And matter of fact, as Dave said, I just got promoted to president of my organization. And personally, it's provided me with an amazing life, mentally, physically, and psychologically. Now, I know if you want to, you too can make a shift in your life to the positive. One last quote from Simon Sinek. Find the good. Life isn't perfect, but we choose to be optimists by always finding the good in ourselves and the people around us. Push us into the uncomfortable so we can expand and grow. And let's find the good together. Thanks so much.
Well, hey, Kevin.
Hey, Paul.
What a great way to wrap it up. Thanks for being here with us. And Kevin, I've learned a ton from you. You're a mentor of mine, and it's a great way to end. And we appreciate it. I know you live that stuff because I've known you for years. So it's awesome. It's awesome.
Thank you very much, Paul. That's really appreciate that. This has been a great experience myself because, as Dave said earlier, it pushes you, and that's what you want to do. Put yourself uncomfortable, but look at it as an opportunity to grow.
Definitely. Yeah, nothing happens till somebody takes action. We talked about earlier today, nothing happens till something gets sold, but you got to take some action to have a change in your life and your environment. So that's a great word.
Well, guys, I look forward to seeing whoever wants to talk. Chat will be in the waiting room, I guess, right?
Yeah, the session room will be open at the hour that it is here on the East Coast. Might be nobody, but hey, you're on the West Coast there in California, so maybe somebody will. We thank you, Kevin, for being part of the program, being here, the last speaker. It's kind of interesting. I used to run track. I was always the anchor leg, was the guy that has to bring it home. Thank you for bringing it home.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you truly for the invite. Appreciate it. Paul, good to see you again.
Good seeing you. Yep.